Most people in the world require close relationships in order to feel like they've got a place on this spinning blue ball. Some satiate this desire by making lifelong friends, or spending time with their family, or porking the neighbor's fat wife. But there is a better option that is arguably more fulfilling than any person you may meet: pet ownership. That's right, good old Fido and Spot can keep you company while you slowly slip into a state of manic depression. But hey, at least you've got a cool dog and a cat that tears up your furniture. Can you really ask for more? As such, this is a common shared experience that pretty much everybody has partaken in. I love my pets and I hope you love yours. And if you don't have any, then maybe you should consider getting some. Or don't, I don't particularly care, but having a furry friend will give you the proper context and insight necessary to relate to some of the stories that we'll be reading through today. In this video, we'll be sifting through a collection of Greentext stories centered on pet ownership, the many antics that follow, and the truly mortifying. Let's get right into this. Be depressed, suicidal, Xanax-addicted incel. One day I go to my AQ fag uncle's house for some shit. He has a pet shrimp. Never seen anything like it before. He offers to get me some. Throw them in a barely cycled tank with some shitty rock. Several shrimp die. Realize that I killed them with my apathy. Realize I need to take responsibility for once in my life. Do research, learn about water parameters, and so on. Eventually, I have a beautiful planted tank with no more deaths. Notice a female shrimp carrying eggs. Haven't felt this excited about anything in almost a decade. The eggs disappear and I once again think I fucked up. A few days later, I see a tiny transparent baby shrimp. I suddenly know how the shepherds felt as they gazed upon the newborn Christ. By this point, I live and breathe shrimp. I spend most of the money I had saved from my last job on shrimp products. Quit the Xanax to support shrimp spending. Start putting effort into college in hope of getting a good job for my shrimp. Grades improve, no longer facing the prospect of dropping out. Relationship with my parents improves since I am finally passionate about something and applying myself. I see genuine happiness in their eyes when I talk excitedly about my shrimp. For my birthday, my mom makes me a shrimp cake. It even has fondant legs and little chocolate eggs. I cry like a little bitch when I see it. Mom hugs me and tells me she's always been proud of me. College dorm neighbors demand to see my shrimp. Shit, they're gonna think I'm autistic. They actually think my shrimp are really cool. They start inviting me to their social events, start interacting with girls, get told by girls for the first time in my life that I'm fun and smart. I think my shrimp would be proud of me if they knew. We're gonna make it, bros. Even if you can't do it for yourself, do it for the animals that depend on you. Wow, wasn't that a sweet way to start? How I trained my goldfish Steve. Be a year ago, dying grandfather buys me goldfish. 15 goldfish in total. Huge fish tank. Grandfather passes away. All fish die except one. I named him Steve. Buy Steve a small goldfish bowl. Keep the other 14 dead fish in the tank. Steve is a little shit. Steve knocks down his bikini bottom sign. Steve eats his own shit. Steve slams his face into the sides of the bowl. I try to punish him. When Steve fucks up, I put him in the no-no tank, the tank with the 14 dead fish. I leave him in there to think about what he has done. I blast How's It Gonna Be, Third Eye Blind, constantly on repeat to put Steve in his place. Steve starts acting up less and less. To remind Steve not to fuck up, I play the song. When the song plays, Steve tries to bury himself in the rocks. Steve is the best fish ever. How do you guys train your pets? Well, that seemed reasonable. 15-year-old daughter suddenly got an extreme interest in mantises. Decide to buy her one. She cares for it like a baby. Honestly surprised at her responsibility over her pet. She wants me to hold it, but I don't wanna. Eventually she wears me down and I do it. The damn thing looks me in the face when it's not focused on the trick she tries to make it do. Jump from hand to hand, etc. Daughter tells me it can eat all sorts of meat. What the hell? Feed it a piece of steak. It eats it from my hand. I have been bonding with the mantis ever since. I never thought I could get this invested in a bug. Be living with myself and my two pets, a cat and a dog. Dog barks at everything and cat never gives a fuck about anything or anyone. Be asleep, hear my dog barking. Not again. .jpg. He shuts up after 30 seconds. I try to fall asleep again. After 2 minutes, my dog starts barking again like crazy. I go down and tell him to shut up. When I get down there, there's a freaking burglar on the bookshelf, ski mask and all. On the floor lies a gun. Beneath the bookshelf is my dog barking and jumping after him. On the couch sits my cat looking like he found my tuna stash. I call the police. They arrest the guy. I give my dog a sausage for being a good guard dog. A couple of days later, a guy calls from the station. During the interrogation, the burglar admitted that he broke into my house, kicked my cat, and lured my dog into a closet. My dog jumped him 2 minutes later. The burglar didn't know my dog can open doors. He can't. My cat, being fuck everyone else king of the house, can though. Taught himself so he can come and go as he pleases. My cat must have been pissed and released my dog so he could attack the burglar. My face when my cat is a dick. My face when I added animal cruelty to the charges. Gets in the litter box, strategically positions himself to shit on the floor while standing in the middle of the box. Afterwards, blasts jet of piss a meter away from the box. Spends 10 minutes digging through the litter. Spends 10 minutes trying to dig through the floor. Walks away with shit dangling from his ass, specifically to drop at the most unlikely place. Steps on the piss and immediately jumps onto a counter. Isn't pet ownership just fucking gratifying? This gives me an opportunity I've been meaning to share from when I was 7 and kept to myself. B7. Have a dwarf hamster named Kenny. Cold winter and snowstorms. Hamster was shaking cold. Mom bought a cool silver microwave and taught me how to use it. Still didn't know how to use it. All I was able to comprehend was that it heats up food, but it's fast. Thought to my 7-year-old self that heat plus spinning around equals entertaining hamster. Kenny goes into the fucking microwave. I'm actually crying as I type this, by the way. Meant to set the timer for 20 seconds, but set it for 2 minutes. Short attention span caused me to not notice and go back to playing with my Hot Wheels cars. Come back. Open the door. My face when my fucking dwarf hamster is now burnt goo and it smelled like actual shit and firewood at the same time. Went to therapy after that. Mommy put the microwave higher so I can't reach it. 1 year later, get new hamster named George. I miss my hamster. Shit, who hasn't had that happen? Be me. Have 2 ferrets. Pet both of them while they are sleeping. One doesn't wake up so I pick him up. Man won't wake up. I gently shake him. Still out. What the fuck? Shake him fast. He is just flopping while I shake him. He finally wakes up. Chest hurts for the rest of the night. Be me. Chad cat. Sneak out to fuck bitches up. Get bit. Battle wounds not big enough. Lick it until it's a huge sore that needs 4 stitches to close. Almost rip my stitches out because I'm not getting my way. Choke myself with my cone of shame to show dominance. Nap peacefully while my beta virgin owner stays up all night making sure I don't kill myself or cost him more money. Having a shit year. One day bored. Decide to get high and go for a walk with my dog so I can listen to Bjork's hyper ballad. Having a nice time. Walk past a couple with a kid. Couple asks me if their toddler can pet my dog. They pat my dog. Loving it, they're really happy and they compliment my dog a lot. Feeling extremely happy and emotional because of wholesome interaction. Happiest I have felt this year. I don't know if I will see the couple ever again, but I want to say you really helped me. Thank you. See, not all the stories have to be terrible. Be child. Family dog is a faggot poodle. This dog hates me. Pisses on my stuff exclusively. It's a problem when I have to go to school and the dog pissed on my only shoes. I've had to pretend I didn't smell the piss-reeking smell that somehow followed me everywhere I went. Everyone probably knew and assumed I was literally trash. So sick of this goddamn dog. One day this dog pisses directly on my leg while I'm watching TV. Lizard brain powers on, finally sick of his shit. Dragged the poodle faggot by the neck to the split-level entryway from outside to inside the house that had very little room for moving around. Piece of shit dog knows something's up. I drop my shorts and piss all over this faggot dog, making sure to hit him right in the face a few times. This dog is now covered in my piss and did not like it one bit. Satisfied with my work, I left him in that entryway for a few hours before anyone happened to find him. Family found him, let him in, started to pet him. Noticed he was suspiciously wet. Noticed the smell. Couldn't have been me, they had no idea what happened. One of the family's big mysteries. That faggot never pissed on anything I owned after that. That dog is long dead. Still hate that faggot. You know, this is not the first time I've heard of somebody doing something exactly like this. Kinda strange that people just want to share these things online, but hey, what are you gonna do? Have a chicken coop. Mice come for free gimme dats. Have an old air rifle. Decide to go full SWAT. Rush in to catch mice off guard. It's very hard to hit a small moving target with a single shot rifle. Shot one in the back. It couldn't move but was still alive. Chickens sense the distress and go full T-Rex mode. Now they acquired the taste for mice. Chickens now actively hunt mice. My face when the problem is solved itself. You know, I do admire when people find a way to think outside the box. Be me. Love my dog. He's the best. A few weeks ago I noticed that when I was really close to his face while talking to him, he'd kinda lick the air like he was trying to lick my face from afar. Cutest thing ever. Since then I've been constantly blowing air towards him to see him lick the air. Today on a whim I decide to look this up wondering if other dogs do this or if he just loves me extra. Find out that when I blow air on his face, it dries out his nose which is very uncomfortable and so he licks his nose, not the air, to get it wet again. I've basically been torturing my dog for weeks. Feel terrible. While wallowing in guilt, I feel a lick on my foot and my dog's right there wagging his tail as usual while looking at me. Pretty sure all is forgiven. Like I said, he's the best. Put a roof over her head, feed her the best quality food, pour her the purest water straight from a new Mountain Valley spring bottle, take her to the best veterinarian in the city, buy her any toy she wants to keep her entertained, treat her like a queen, respect her privacy, that feeling when I'm basically her pay pig. In return, she hisses at me for causing any minor inconvenience. bites me if I touched her in some way, doesn't respect my personal space, won't sit on my lap, probably sees the neighbor's cat behind my back. I know this story's supposed to be sweet, but I can't help but feel like the author is fucking around with his cat. You know what I mean. Be me. Depressed, loner, neat, live at my parents' house. One day we get a cat. Whatever. Cat hates me for whatever reason. Is actually super cuddly with my parents but constantly barfs near me or on my things. Never lets me pet him or play with him. Also meows really aggressively around me for no reason. Try playing with him. He isn't interested and keeps meowing. Try feeding him. He keeps meowing. Literally just always meowing as loud as he can around me. It's annoying as hell. Trying to play clone hero while parents are gone and cat is meowing like always. Starts walking all over my desk. I've had it with this fucker. Just start meowing back at him, louder than him. It scares him off and he goes hiding somewhere. Parents get home and look for him. Can't find him anywhere, ask if I let him out. We tear the house apart trying to find him. Look everywhere. We came to the conclusion that he must have gone out somehow, and that was that. Fast forward tomorrow night. Cat comes out of nowhere from upstairs and rubs all over my legs as I'm standing in the kitchen. Where the fuck were you, you little shit.jpg? Cat is suddenly very friendly with me and always wants to be near me. I start warming up to him as well. It's nice to have a cat on your lap while gaming and watching TV. Noticed I'm feeling less depressed lately. Cat is still super friendly with me, even sleeps in my bed now. My face would no longer depressed because I meowed at a cat in frustration. Guess I'm a cat person now, bots. Yeah, that's just kind of how it happens. Be me. Autistic, lonely, touch-starved. Be my cat. Autistic, gets freaked out if I'm not nearby. Constantly wants to be pet. Likes headbutting me with his tiny wet nose. Drools when I pet him because he's mentally handicapped. Needs anything nearby. Sleeps on my chest every night. Keep me company. Sleeps in my lap when I vidya. I love my cat so much, bros. Summer of 2008. I'm 14 years old. Dad wants me to get a summer job. What the fuck? How do I do that at age 14? Pretty sure it's illegal. Anyway, I ask my neighbors if I could dog sit while they're on vacation. This is all just to please my dad. Definitely don't want to do this shit. Their dog is as old as me. 14. Big ass Labrador. Thing looks like it's 3 steps from death's door. 3 days into their vacation, I unlock the door to their apartment. It's fucking dead. I call Jim and ask what to do with it. He says take it to a vet who's just down like 4 blocks. The vet. For a dead dog. I tell him how idiotic that sounds. They anticipated it and made plans to get it cremated. Question is, how do I get this big fucking lab down 6 flights of stairs and 4 blocks down the street without having people see me carrying this dead dog? I don't have a car or license. Jim tells me to put it in his daughter's luggage that was left behind. So I stuff this shit-covered dog into the suitcase. Realize it has a broken set of fucking wheels. So I'm carrying this shit down the stairs, heavy as hell for my 14-year-old body. Get to the 3rd floor. Some dude bro asks if I need help. Don't want him to question the luggage, or seeing the dead dog if it opens or some shit. He insists and helps me carry it down. Ask what it is. Make up some bullshit that it's electronics, some sort of speaker system. Those are heavy, right? We get to the 1st floor. He lifts it up on his shoulders and bolts. Had to call Jim and explain that his pink luggage and dead dog got stolen because some guy thought it was speakers. I can't even imagine his face when he opened that shit. You know what? The worst part about this is probably more common than you'd think. But let's end on a bittersweet note. What do you say? Story from a long time ago. Be me. Be 10. Almost Christmas. Mom wants to get me a cat. Saw online about this trailer that had a whole bunch of cats and were giving them away for free. Mom goes there. Arrives at shitty trailer. Probably a lot of inbreeding. Mom tries to get one of the cats to come to her. Only one comes to her, so she chose that one. Fast forward a few days. Christmas Eve, I think. Mom brings a box inside. Wonder what it is. Hear meowing. Is in love with cat. Fast forward a few years. Be me. Be 12. Live with mom and grandma. Mom is usually outside smoking cigarettes or playing on her phone, so I don't really talk to her much. Grandma is always getting annoyed. Alzheimer's really changes people. Grandma is always yelling at me or squirting the cat because she didn't want the cat in the living room. Only sanctuary in the house is my room. Cat hangs out with me in my room because that's the only place where neither of us get in trouble. Goes on for about 2 years. Be me. Be 14. Cat has to be put down. Was in the room when they put her down. Held her paw before she died. Crying. I still miss her. Pick related. That feel when we were both nuisances to society but not to each other. If there's an afterlife, I know she's waiting for me. Well, what a good way to end the video. I always like getting a nasty feeling pit in my stomach when reading online stories. It really grounds me, you know? It's good to know that other people get to suffer, not just me. But anyway, I think that's going to be it for today's video. If you like what I do, leave a comment, rate, and subscribe. If you would like to support me in a more personal way, you can check out the Patreon link and the Teespring link in the description. I've got more content coming down the pipeline. But until then, I'll see you degenerates next time.
situation.